felt it important to take a moment and share this point, but there is no true enlightenment on this plane of reality without it being really weird and stressful, and perhaps resulting in conflicts and having to speak truth no matter how terrible, revealing, and awkward it actually is. There's no way that it won't be that way. There's no breaking through to the other side without it being painful. In other words, is what I've determined. That's what keeps people at bay of the truth, but that's what keeps people at bay of becoming a better person, becoming a deeper thinker, and becoming a more spiritual person. They don't want to confront anything that's weird or difficult. Well, I'm here to tell you the world is very weird and difficult, and it's going to take some redirection to even understand, because this is a deeply spiritual and philosophical conflict in the world, basically, that only a few people are ever going to completely get. We're all going to get the wrong details, and we're all going to absorb the wrong thing more often than not. And if you do stumble across the truth, woo, you could be a target of people who don't like the truth being stated or indulged. Oh well. The bottom line is, I'm not living for this plane of reality. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same and get that part. Like, so be it. I think it's going to be a common theme in the world is insult to injury. The more we want something, the less it seems attainable, and the more the world's going to throw normal problems at us, or things that are too bizarrely normal but still very stressful at the same time. That seems to be the insult to injury component of our lives. But I can't help but feel like eventually there's going to be some organic breakthroughs that happen that signal a change in this. Very few people are really in it to win it, so to speak. Like, I feel like I am and a few other people on this plane of reality. You can't really have the good parts of spiritual enlightenment without having all the bad stuff. Like, that's what drove me to the light, was all of the terrible, horrible things I was feeling and sensing, and the change within people that I began to notice a long time ago. That's gradually, it's gotten worse technically, but it's astounding how people have become actors, and they're really good at portraying something that they're not and living a lie. It's astounding to me how many people are okay with living a lie because they have to. If they lived the truth, then we would hate them, and we would chase them out of town with pitchforks, and they would be social pariahs that couldn't have a life on this plane of reality. It's all contingent on people's subscription to the false reality, and I guess we're all in that boat kind of, but I myself as a person, I've rid myself of negative energy. I am a one-man army, and I'm kind of glad to have like almost nobody in my circle right now. It's way more peaceful. I can actually form thoughts and opinions, and I know what the truth is, so I can live by the truth. So I would urge that people see that philosophy, that it's okay to be alone. It's possible to be happy in your solitude, but it's never possible to be happy in your loneliness if you are a sociable creature. So I would urge that people do things that I've done. It actually helped me a lot to get on Reddit and to see that I'm not the only one. There's always going to be some gaslighting trolls in the world that make us question our own beliefs, but you just have to be strong enough in your own beliefs and be your own biggest cheerleader, basically. And that's easier said than done whenever there's so many subtle forms of misdirection in the world. There's so many subtle forms of evil that creep into people and change who they are, and most of those people don't really have personalities to begin with. So as they say, the devil will mold you, and that's literally kind of what's happening verbatim. But remember, like, the more worthy you are as a human being, the more light that you possess, the more strength you have as a person, the more you're going to be tested. You're going to have your wits tested, you're going to have your patience certainly tested. There's always going to be little tests throughout life that are just meant to piss you off and to slow you down, and they hope it'll be the end of you at some point. But you have to be more determined than ever just to live to prove a point. That's literally why I'm still alive. I'm hoping to prove some points and for them to actually click and make sense to people. And it's been astounding that due to the high levels of manipulation of other people that I've detected, even some of the most highly intelligent people on the planet still miss the whole point of life. If you've experienced things that I have, and you've delved into any type of spiritual ESP phenomenon that have occurred to you, then it should be pretty clear the whole purpose of this life, it is a test. I didn't really begin my life thinking that it was a test at all. I just lived life until I awoken, and I began to see the truth, and they didn't like me to know the truth. They don't want us to be inspired to be better or to have a different view of life itself, because that would slow down progress on keeping us in this false reality of normal. That's all designed to harm us ultimately. But most people just really won't get it until that false reality bubble pops in their lives, and then they have to experience the detrimental real world effects. A lot of good people have been harmed in this world that didn't deserve it, and it's, again, that's the insult to injury component of life. But I think a lot of people are going to awaken horrified and definitely seeing things differently, but still unable to fully express themselves because of the high levels of manipulation. So just remember, you may have been unaware of a lot of things, you may have even been numb to many things, but there's so many bad things happening. It's a hard thing to motivate to get up and do the things every day if you don't find fulfillment deep down. Ultimately, the deep down that we don't talk about is the most important thing in the world. I was always raised knowing that the deep down is really what's important, but it's never going to be embraced or talked about unless you're a really brazen person who's living to prove a point. And I am that, and I hope that the others that feel that way are able to actually form words about this. This is important. But anyway, I wish you guys well. Peace.